MBTA, you really tried to pull... MBTA, you really tried to pull a fast one on us? You thought you could do this and think we wouldn't notice? Well, we noticed, and we called you out on it. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Nick here, back again with a brand new video. First video of 2023. I don't know, mini celebration, whatever. Anyway, let's get started with today's topic. I wanted to discuss something that has recently happened within the past week, and my response to it, since I believe that what the MBTA has recently done with having to pull Orange Line cars off the line because of some mechanical problem and not telling anyone about it, I want to give my opinion on it, since I think they handled this whole thing really poorly. But I'm going to first go ahead and give you some background knowledge as to what exactly happened and give you some context to this whole story, as there is quite a bit of it that is necessary for you to understand where I am coming from specifically. What has been the standard for the past few months at this point is that the MBTA has been running less cars on all of the heavy rail lines, the red, blue, and orange lines, and they have been having less trains running on the line because they have had to go through a hiring phase to hire more dispatchers in the Operations Control Center. Since the FTA investigation started back in May, the FTA identified one major problem was that they did not have enough dispatchers in the Operations Control Center to adequately provide the amount of service that they were running at the time, which was about 15 to 16 trains on the orange line, at least 25 on the red, and I believe up to 8 on the blue line. And since the FTA identified that they did not have enough dispatchers and that they were overworking their dispatchers, they were like, you got to cut subway service because this is not safe. You're overworking your employees and you're putting the safety of operators and your passengers at stake here by overworking your dispatchers. So they just completely reduced subway service on the red, blue, and orange lines. And they've been running it this way for the past few months now. They've been running at least 10 trains on the orange line, at least 15 or 16 on the red, and I don't even know how many on the blue, at least 6. And it's been that way for the past few months at this point. And, well, the orange line shut down from August to September for a months-long shutdown, an unprecedented event that has ever happened, besides the L closing back in 1987. This was the most unprecedented shutdown in all of MBTA history, I believe. I don't know. There's probably some other event out there that I don't know of. You guys can let me know in the comments below. But anyway, they shut down the Orange Line for a whole month to fix what would have taken years to finish. Like years worth of track work they were going to get done in a month. And I had really high hopes that the MBTA would actually fix some major slow zones on the Orange Line. And, well, what good did that do? Because it only created more slow zones, and most people even said, like to news reporters and whatnot, that the line, it operated even worse after the shutdown. Prior to the shutdown, the Orange Line was running a lot faster and smoother prior to it being shut down for a month. Along with a bunch of other problems on the T, such as failing doors on the 14s, mechanical problems, signal problems, and a whole bunch of other garbage, the Orange Line has not been doing that well. And quite frankly, the new cars have not really been helping that much. And yes, I know I am a bit biased against these cars, but that's whatever. Anyway, there's been, most recently, within the past week, the MBTA had been quietly pulling Orange Line cars from service without any notice to the public whatsoever, not even the press. They told nobody why they were pulling cars from service. And we were looking on the New England Transit train tracker, the new train tracker, and they had as little as 5 cars running during rush hour. 5 cars. That's at least half the reduced service that they had been running for the past few months at this point. And me and my other former friends were like, okay, something is going on here, and they have not given any explanation as to what's going on. because around like Tuesday or Wednesday, they've reduced it down from like 10 trains to 8 trains, and then to 6 trains. And then I think it was on Thursday or Friday, they had only 5 running on the line. And at that point, when I saw 5, I'm like, okay, someone needs to call them out on this, because something is going on, and it's quite obvious. Well, to us at least. It was obvious that something was going on, and so I felt like I had to call them out on it since they weren't saying anything about it. So I tweeted the MBTA saying, okay, I thought this was some joke or something, but seriously, at MBTA, why are there only 5 Orange Line trains on the entire line? The wait times are unacceptable. Where are all the trains? And that was posted on December 30th. And about maybe a few hours later, the MBTA tweeted out this. During a routine inspection of an Orange Line train, a broken power component was identified, potentially impacting the axle. As a precaution, the full fleet has been inspected for this issue. We continue to investigate and make the necessary repairs to safely return trains to service. As a result of the temporary reduced fleet, riders may experience increased wait times and posted headways may not be accurate. We appreciate our riders' patience as we work to address the issues and apologize for any inconvenience. We will provide updates as they become available. Now, do you see anything wrong with this tweet? The one thing is that they said we will provide updates as they become available. MBTA, this is the only update you have given us since I called you out on it. I don't know if they were responding to me or to other people, but this was like the only bit of information we had gotten since I made that tweet calling them out, saying, why are there only 5 fucking trains running on the entire Orange Line? And then they say this, saying that, oh, we found a problem during a routine inspection. And the one thing that pisses me off even more is they have at least 3 sets of like 6-car 12s sitting in Wellington that they could have used to keep service normal, and they did not. That just absolutely baffles me. They had fucking working trains sitting in the yard and they did not use them. Yes, sure, people say the trains are unreliable, they're old, they're janky, they're gross, whatever. There's still trains that fucking work. Why did you not put them on? I cannot comprehend where their logic in all this was. And the fact that they did not tell us that there was something wrong in the first place just makes it that much more unacceptable. The MBTA said that the Orange Line was going to be running better post-shutdown. It has only been downhill since. There's been signal problems, disabled trains, like left and right. There's been a whole bunch of stuff going on with the Orange Line post the shutdown. And now this. And they were even telling us, look at the updates because we will provide some. Yeah, well, this is the only fucking update you have given us since we even noticed this. Like, what the fuck? Seriously, I don't even understand anymore. Not even just as a transit enthusiast, but just as a member who uses public transportation, this just looks really bad. Like, they could have handled this so much better, and they didn't. They could have ran the 12s to compensate for the fleet getting inspected. That's why they kept some older cars specifically for situations like this. I remember some of my friends on the last night of like when the 12s ran, they said, what are the 12s? What are you going to do with the 12s post after the line reopens? And they said, we're going to keep some of them on the property in case the fleet shits the bed. Well, look what fucking happened. The fleet shit the bed and they did not use them. And it only took me and a few other people to call them out on it for them to start even considering trying to run these cars. And just another thing I want to just put in here is that someone tweeted the MBTA after they made this tweet stating what the actual problem with the cars was. They said, a really bad situation which could have been remedied by running some of the 1200s you have lying around. Thank you for actually communicating this information though. It's extremely valuable and this needs to happen more during service cuts. People deserve to know the truth. And quite frankly, I feel the same way. They could have ran the other cars that they had lying around the yard, but they chose not to because, quite frankly, I feel like the T is choosing form over function right now. They're trying to make the line look good, and they're trying to make it look new post-shutdown, and quite frankly, it's not really helping them out at all right now because they were just shooting themselves in the foot this time. They could have ran the older cars to keep service normal and to keep the public happy. I'm sure this made the public very unhappy. Anyway, I just want to put that out there. As of what I know right now, the Orange Line is now back up to running at least 8 trains. They're still inspecting every single car, every single 14 that they have on the property, which they should be doing, and they should be inspecting them regularly to prevent stuff like this from happening. And that's what I say they should do. That's what I think they should do. They should routinely inspect them, and if they ever see anything wrong, they should put the older cars on the line. That's why they kept them. Ugh, God. Anyway, I just wanted to make this video because I just wanted to give my opinion on this and just to give some sort of representation to the common problems that most of the public is complaining about. I'm sure many people who were waiting on the Orange Line when there were only 5 trains running were like, what the f***? What are these wait times? Like, I wasn't even riding at the time. I was sitting here playing a game with my friends. I was looking on my phone at the tracker and I saw the wait times. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, seriously, what? So I can't even fathom what people were thinking when they were actually waiting and riding these trains. I tell you, it's been an absolute shit show since the line reopened, and this has not made it any better. And quite frankly, I feel like the MBTA needs to do a lot better. They need to be a lot more open with their customers. They need to tell them what the hell is going on, because they were they tried to pull this one right over us. They weren't even going to tell us until we called them out on it. So it only took me and maybe other people telling them, hey, what's going on, for them to actually tell us what the hell was going on. And if we have to do that, then that's not good. They should be open with this, and they should tell us what is going on. And when there is a safety issue, they should let us know, since that will impact riders, operators. It impacts everyone if there's a safety issue. And they should have also just ran the older cars despite the whole safety thing and them being 42 years old. They're still running trains. If you want the public to be happy with you, keep service normal. You don't have to worry about aesthetics. If you want people to be happy, give them train service that will get them to where they're going. Looks don't fucking matter right now. You just need to keep up a good track record, pun intended, and you just need to please the public at this point. I don't really give a flying if you want the line to look good. Like, oh, we have all new trains. It's gonna look good. Yeah, sure, it looks good, but they don't work. And especially if you pull it down to only 5 trains, that's not good. Just put the other ones on and keep service at a normal level to keep the public happy. Anyway, that is it for me. I just wanted to make a video on this and just give my opinion on this and to call the MBTA out on what clearly was up. And I just wanted to call them out on this and just give my opinion on it, since I feel like I'm at that stage where I can be a bit of a I guess I'm the ambassador for the public in terms of the MBTA. What I say can reflect what the public is thinking, and quite frankly, with how they handled this most recent situation was not good at all. They did not handle this well, and they should have let us know what was going on, and they should have ran the older cars to keep service at a normal level. They did not handle this well, and that's just my opinion. Anyway, that is it for me, guys. If you like what you saw, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Dislike if you dislike it, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace!